Hello guys, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. So as you guys know, I traveled to Turkey in September 2022. So I took a direct flight via Qatar Airways from Cape Town to Sabiha Airport, which is the Asian side of Istanbul. It was just cheaper to fly there than it was to fly from Cape Town to the European side, which is the more popular side of Istanbul. So as you guys know as well, we usually plan our own trips, and we book our own flights, and we didn't use an agent this time around. So basically we booked our accommodation via booking.com. We stayed at Doubletree by Hilton Topkapi. I think that's how you pronounce it. As a South African, you do require a visa to travel to Turkey, and you apply online for the visa, and your visa is valid for 6 months and it's free, which is exciting. So we didn't pay anything for the visa. You basically apply online and then it is emailed to you. Doesn't take that long, and it gets emailed to you almost immediately. One of the surprises that I had this time around, which has never happened before, I always talk about how you need travel insurance when you travel abroad, or health insurance attached to your travel insurance. I always take that, and usually when I book using my South African credit card, it comes automatic with my credit card. But for the first time, when I was checking in my luggage at the counter, they asked me for proof of health insurance. Now, I've never been asked for that before, but they basically wanted proof that I do have health insurance. So luckily, because I arrived on time, I could still phone and email my banker and get everything sent to me. But that was a first to me. So maybe a heads up if you are traveling to Turkey, to just have that in hand just in case they ask you. Otherwise, it was a smooth ride, and there were no hiccups. And one thing that I thought was a bit surprising, which maybe we take for granted here in South Africa, is the use of trolleys. When you arrive with your luggage, and then you can get a trolley where you collect your luggage. When I arrived in Istanbul, I had to pay for the trolley. I think it was €1, but you basically have to pay for the trolley, which was a first for me. I've never had to pay for a trolley before. And then some of the highlights for me while I was there was obviously the popular destinations, visiting Hagia Sophia, visiting the Blue Mosque, visiting the Grand Bazaar, the Galata Tower. I must say that those are very touristy type things to do, and if you can, I would recommend that you do them all on the same day. They basically all, except for Galata Tower, all the other 3 places are in more or less the same place. You can just walk from the one place to the other. They're in the same vicinity. So I would recommend doing them in the same day. I basically did all of those things in the same day. One of the things that we also like to do is hire a car. So we hired a car, but I found that Istanbul is designed in such a way that it favors the use of public transport or trains. So a lot of the time you can't drive to exactly where you need to go like how we do here in South Africa. We basically had to drive to a certain point and then park the car and then take the train. So we used the train a lot, and there was a lot of walking. I mean, we don't walk this much in South Africa. We walked a lot. I think we were doing something like 20,000 steps a day, and we were taking the metro, which is it's not rocket science. If you're used to taking the metro, it's quite easy to figure out. But for me, also for us, it's also part of the adventure, like figuring out the metro. I mean, it's not something that we do here. I mean, in South Africa, we don't have a very good metro system. So it's adventurous for me to do that, and I quite enjoy it. So yeah, and also there was a lot of traffic in Istanbul, like, oh my goodness. But a lot of the time we just had to walk, and there are Ubers available, but it will take so much longer than just walking or taking the train. We just found that taking the train was the easiest way of getting around. So yeah, I thoroughly enjoyed that. And the walking is also steep hill, so it's walking uphill, walking downhill, especially when we walk to Galata Tower. Oh my goodness, the steps going up, oh, it was such a long walk. I mean, definitely enjoyed it, but yeah, just wear your or pack your running shoes or gym shoes, because you're gonna need them. And then another thing that I enjoyed is walking up and down Istiklal Street, which is more of a shopping street. It's like a mall, but in a street. What else did we do? Oh yeah, we did the Bosphorus boat cruise. It's another touristy thing to do. It's something that I would recommend. I think it also would be nice to do it at night. We did it during the day, but I think it would look really nice, especially seeing all the lights, the city lights at night. I think it would look nice at night. But we did it during the day. I must warn everyone to watch out for scams. For example, like when you enter a restaurant and the menu doesn't have prices, do insist that they give you prices, because yeah, I found that you can be scammed easily, especially in the touristy popular places. Then another highlight, or the last highlight for me, was the photo shoot. So I did the photo shoot near Galata Tower. It cost about 1,600 rands, and I think it was something like 200 pictures. It's a lot of pictures, but you only get 5 edited of that 200. It was a lot of fun. I thoroughly enjoyed it, and I think the pictures look great. Yeah. Also enjoyed the food, the local food. I enjoyed a lot. I enjoyed the tea. I mean, if you know me, you know I love food, so I really enjoyed the food in Turkey. Other than that, it was a good experience, and yeah, enjoy, and don't forget to like, follow, and subscribe.